I know this video found you while you're procrastinating. You were supposed to be doing something else, right? And yet here you are, convincing yourself this counts as research. Don't worry, you're not lazy, you're human. But what if I told you procrastination isn't about time management, that it's about emotion management? Experts describe procrastination as a behavior that might offer small short-term perks, but often comes with a long-term price. In everyday terms, it's that habit of putting off tasks, even when they aren't as tough as they seem. A 2014 study on procrastination and coping found that about 20 to 25% of adults worldwide fall into the chronic procrastinator category. This behavior is often linked to anxiety, depression, low self-esteem, ADHD, and ineffective study habits. People who procrastinate tend to struggle with impulse control and high levels of anxiety. In other words, leaving it for later sometimes comes with a bonus load of worry. But first, let's understand the root of the problem. Why do we procrastinate? We procrastinate because our brain prioritizes immediate emotional relief over long-term goals, leading to emotional avoidance of tasks that trigger stress, boredom, or fear. Procrastination is an emotion regulation problem, often driven by fear of failure or success, feelings of overwhelm, perfectionism, lack of motivation, or distractions that provide instant gratification. Basically, it's a self-sabotaging dance between the impulsive, present-focused you and the rational, future-focused you. See? I told you it's an emotion thing. And when emotions come into play, so does the brain. Here's the thing. The brain is a lazy creature. It dislikes challenges and prefers familiar, low-energy activities. So when you face a task that feels overwhelming, uncertain, or boring, your brain sounds an internal alarm. Nah, this feels bad. Let's do something else. So what do we do instead? We scroll, we clean, we make coffee. Not because we don't care, but because we're avoiding discomfort. At the end of the day, procrastination isn't laziness. It's emotional avoidance in disguise. Let's get a little nerdy for a second. Procrastination actually has roots in our biology. It's the result of a never-ending tug-of-war inside your brain between the limbic system and the prefrontal cortex. The limbic system, also called the paleo-mammalian brain, is one of the oldest and most dominant parts of our brain. Most of its processes are automatic. When you feel like your whole body is screaming, "Run away from this unpleasant task!" That's your limbic system talking. It's also closely connected to the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex, on the other hand, is newer, less developed, and as a result, somewhat weaker portion of the brain. This is the part of your brain where planning complex behaviors, expressing your personality, and making decisions happen. Dr. Tim Pitchell, psychology professor and author of The Procrastinator's Digest, calls it the part of the brain that really separates humans from other animals, who are just controlled by stimulus. Basically, it's your rational, future-focused self trying to adult. But here's the problem. The limbic system is way stronger. Most of the time, it wins, making you chase whatever feels good right now. In other words, procrastination is your present self throwing shade at your future self, who's trying to get stuff done. Dr. Pitchell sums it up perfectly. We have a brain that is selected for preferring immediate reward. Procrastination is the present self saying, "I'd rather feel good now." So we delay engagement, even though it's going to bite us on the butt. While it's great to better understand the science behind procrastination and to stop blaming yourself, it's even better to learn how to give your prefrontal cortex a little backup in its never-ending battle against your lazy, pleasure-loving limbic system. The good news? Procrastination isn't hardwired into your brain. Since it doesn't come from a fixed structure, you can actually train yourself out of it. Cool, huh? Think of it as giving your brain a mini workout. The more you practice, the stronger your get things done muscle becomes. So, ready to help your future self win a few battles? Here are 5 simple tricks you can start experimenting with today. 1. Do the worst thing first. Tackle your most dreaded task before anything else. Putting it off will only drain your mental energy all day, like having a tiny, annoying mosquito buzzing in your head. Once it's done, you'll feel lighter, more productive, and a little bit invincible. 2. Create smaller chunks. Big tasks can feel terrifying, so make them smaller. Break the job into bite-sized pieces that feel manageable. Then, just commit to doing the first one. Often, that tiny bit of momentum is all it takes to keep you going. 3. Try the 10-minute trick. Set a timer for 10 minutes and promise yourself you'll give it your full focus. 10 minutes. That's less than an episode recap or a scroll session on Instagram. You'll be surprised how often those 10 minutes turn into 20, 30, or an actually finished task. 4. Work in public. Harness the magic of accountability. Tell a friend what you're working on or post your goal online. Suddenly, procrastinating feels a lot less appealing when someone might actually ask, "Hey, how's that project going?" 6. Give yourself a reward. Your limbic system loves rewards, so make that work for you. Promise yourself something that makes you happy. A coffee break, your favorite snack, a guilt-free Netflix episode. Once you check off even a small part of that task you've been avoiding, think of it as bribing your brain, but for a good cause. And while most scientists agree that procrastination can be tamed, with a bit of mental training, self-awareness, and the right tricks, don't be too hard on yourself if you still find yourself putting things off sometimes. You're not broken, you're just human. Now that you know procrastination is wired into our biology, you can stop seeing it as a personal flaw and start treating it as what it really is: a natural and occasionally annoying brain habit. The goal isn't to eliminate procrastination completely, it's to understand it, work with it, and outsmart it one task at a time. So next time your brain whispers, "Let's do it later," just smile and whisper back, "Nice try, limbic system."